Hey everybody, Michael Wilson Everard here for round 2 of my daily meditations. So, I always wake up trying to figure out what it is I want to talk about, and instead of doing that, I'm just going to talk about whatever I feel like talking about. So, my earlier video today was quite inspired, as are all of our actions. So, what inspires us? For me, I am inspired by God. Always have been, always will. And the reason why I'm using my drum again is because I feel like it. So, what I was originally going to talk about on this video was a concept called the law of attraction. And what we think about is what we bring about. So, instead of talking about how people attract other than positive things into their life, I'm going to talk about the opposite, which is how do we attract positive, beautiful, lovely, peaceful, and joyful things into our life. Okay, so simple. This is how it's done. You start with a thought. Hold that thought in your mind. Where did that thought come from? It was an inspiration. Okay, so every story that you've ever heard told, or every story that you've seen in two-dimensional constructs called words and sentences and paragraphs and pages, or seen in the 3/4 dimension of the space-time continuum in the form of two-dimensional illusionary depictions of space and time in the form of films and movies and videos, all have elements of truth. All of them. So we dissect and analyze pieces of literature or films by classifying them as fiction and non-fiction. So we start there, and then there's subcategories. There's sci-fi. There's documentaries. There's all kinds of further classifications. So instead of classifying in the binary, why not just accept all of it as truth? Okay, that's the question. Well, the reason why we don't accept truth is because we are unaware of what the truth is. Okay, so let's get real. What do you know to be true? You do know some things, don't you? You also realize that you only know very little in the big scheme of things. But what does that mean? Well, if you're humble and you accept that you are a student of infant proportion, then you can learn to listen and be attentive and accept that what your father tells you is not only what's best, it's what's meant for you. So, who's your father? Your father is God. I couldn't care less if you refer to your father as Allah, Buddha, Krishna, Yahweh, Jehovah, Yeshua, Jesus, Confucius, Lao Tzu of the Tao, George Lucas, the Jedi Master, Carl Jung, Socrates, Plato, Jack London, Frank Herbert, the Wachowski brothers. All of the stories are just retelling the history of mankind. So, where does that leave us? It leaves us at a simple premise: ones and zeros. Everything can be broken down into its absolute form of a 1 or a 0, an on or an off, aware or unaware, go, stop, right, wrong. It's all the same thing. Different words to describe the same thing. So, once you acknowledge that level of truth, when you are no longer operating from the ego, which judges necessarily all the way up until the point that you no longer require that level of classification of experiences, then you are free. You're totally free. You're free to roam in paradise, nirvana, Valhalla, heaven, the Garden of Eden, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. We get stuck on religious doctrine telling us what to think and how to think. Some of that is well-intended. Some of it is malintended. How do you know the difference? Simple. When somebody uses their words or imagery to deceive, manipulate, and corrupt, they are false, but still partially true. Those who use their words to influence, guide, and inspire are showing you the way, of which you still have the free will to choose that path or not. So, we talk about God's will, we talk about free will, we talk about the way, the path. Currently 7 billion different ways to the same thing. You can choose any which way you wish and move forward or remain stuck. And those terms are used to describe the level at which your oscillating rate of frequency is moving. And all you need to do is become aware of that frequency by feeling it and modulating it to increase the rate of frequency. So try it. See what it is that I'm talking about. Don't take my word for it. Try see for yourself. I not only dare you, I not only double dog dare you, I triple dog dare you to find out for yourself. Why not? Why not? I love you. I need you. And I adore all of you. Thank you for listening. Peace out.